Hello, my name is Dr. Adrienne Hicks, and I'm the founder and professor of the USMLE Master System. Today I'd like to begin a video series about anemias. If you suspect your patient is anemic, you should rule out other diseases such as hypothyroidism and do a CBC checking their hemoglobin and hematocrit. If their hematocrit, which is around 40 to 44, and their hemoglobin 13 to 15, if they're low, then you should suspect anemia. And you should then focus on their MCV count. A normal MCV should be between 80 and 100. Today I want to focus on the anemias with the MCV less than 80, which are considered our microcytic hypochromic anemias. The word microcytic means a small cell, and hypochromic meaning that the cell is pale colored. So if they give you a blood smear and you see a small pale red blood cell, then you suspect hypochromic microcytic cells. So now let's focus on what these are. The acronym for the microcytic hypochromic anemias are TELS. And the T stands for beta thalassemia, the A, anemia of chronic disease, the I, iron deficiency, the L, lead poisoning, and S, sideroblastic anemia. The beta thalassemia normally affects people of Mediterranean or African American descent. You would see target cells on a blood smear, and you will also see a point mutation for chromosome 11. The anemia of chronic disease normally occurs with people who have a chronic disease such as cancer. Cancer is a very selfish disease, meaning that it not only needs its own blood supply, but it starts to acquire the blood from other locations in the body, making you anemic as well. The I is iron deficiency anemia, and that varies from the anemia of chronic disease because iron deficiency has a low iron but a high total iron binding capacity, and anemia of chronic disease has a high iron but a low total iron binding capacity. So they're vice versa. Now, people who have iron deficiency, they are normally of reproductive age, and that's normally due to menses. But if you are postmenopausal, not of reproductive age, or if you're a male, then the cause should be GI blood loss. So you should focus on people who have colon cancer and they're releasing blood via their feces. Now, let's focus on the L, which is lead poisoning. The lead poisoning is the most common cause, is commonly caused by in children from eating paint. Now, children, they just don't just go about just eating paint because they're not hungry. Because they are hungry, but it's normally, it has a sweet taste to it, and it's normally in older buildings with the paint chips. So they're normally brought in by their grandparents or grandmothers saying, hi, the kids are staying with me after school or during the summers, and now they're complaining of abdominal pain. Now the adults, on the other hand, they don't really eat paint. But the reason why adults will have lead poisoning, they could be due to ingesting whiskey from the old lead containers, or if you work in a battery plant. Now, if you don't treat lead poisoning right away, it can progress to sideroblastic anemia, and you'll see basophilic stippling. The sideroblastic anemia could also be caused by other diseases where they are going to deposit deposition within the red blood cell, causing less space for the hemoglobin to be, such as if you have an iron overload in hemochromatosis. So basically you have to treat the underlying problem in order to prevent the sideroblastic anemia. So these are the TELS: beta thalassemia, anemia of chronic disease, iron deficiency, lead poisoning, and sideroblastic anemia. These are our microcytic hypochromic anemias. But if you have any questions, feel free to send them to me at questions@usmlemastersystem.net and visit our website, www.usmlemastersystem.net.